Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Samuel Brown, aka RBT, and welcome to a Madden 16 Ultimate Team tip/tutorial video that you guys have been asking for, and it's how to make coins in Madden 16 Ultimate Team. And I have a few tips and methods that I use to help generate coins. As you see, I have 450,000 coins, although I really haven't bought a great team yet. I'm just focused on getting my coins up, and then I'll buy a good team, but I still have generated a good amount of coins in about 2 weeks of Ultimate Team. So the biggest tip I can tell you guys is what you want to do is go ahead, add some Madden points, 150 Madden points. Now that I got the Madden points, go over to the Pro Pack, buy the Pro Pack with Madden points, because you don't want to buy them with your coins, right? So you open up the pack with Madden points, you go through the pack and see what the best player is you got. So it looks like my best player is going to be Reggie Bush, and what you want to do is sell him on the market, and just keep doing that over and over again, and you'll generate coins. And that's my best tip. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace. So that definitely was a joke. I know not everybody wants to spend money on Madden points, and I do have to say, out of the 450,000 coins that I've generated, I'd probably say about 150,000 of those have came from packs that I've bought. I've bought a couple bundles for videos, but that's about it. I'd say about 150,000 has been generated through money spent on the game. But aside from that, I've probably generated about 300,000 myself, so I've still generated a pretty good amount. But I did buy that pack for a reason for this video. But the first tip I want to tell you guys is probably the most obvious tip there is, and that's to play as many solo challenges as you possibly can. Specifically, I would recommend that you play the Style Master as soon as possible, and the reason being, once you do this Style Master, you do get a 92 overall Glover Quinn and a 92 overall Tony Romo. And a really good thing to do early on is sell those players. I did keep my Glover Quinn, but if you complete this set, which it took me probably about a week to do, one of my friends did it in like 2 days, it just depends how much you play, but that's about 100,000 coins combined right there if you sell those two players. Maybe a little bit more, maybe about 120,000. And plus, each time you complete one of these sets, I believe you get about 10,000 coins. So with that said, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 80,000 coins on top of that. So that's basically about 200,000 coins you'll generate from playing this Style Master set and completing it alone. The reason I say do the Style Master set first is the fact that everybody's going to end up doing it, or most people will, and with that being the case, the players that you get out of this Style Master set, Tony Romo and Glover Quinn, their price is going to slowly but surely go down. I remember Peyton Manning was a player you got out of last year's pack, and Luke Kuechly, Peyton Manning was selling for like 15,000 coins at the end of Madden 15, and he was a 95 overall. Tony Romo and Glover Quinn's only 92, so I would probably predict that Tony Romo sells for about 20,000 or 15,000 coins in about a month from now. The last I checked, it's going for about 40,000. So the first tip, definitely do the Style Master as soon as possible, and if you complete it, you'd probably get a minimum of like 200,000 coins. And also, guys, you want to make sure that you play as many weekly challenges as you can. Every time they come out with a weekly challenge, make sure to go ahead and grind through that, and you'll get yourself some coins reward. Like in this week, you get 250 contracts from the game you play, which is really big, and that'll bring me to my next point, because contracts can cost a lot of money once you get through all of those solo challenges. They're going to be grinding, and you're going to seem like you need contracts every single game. And I'm sure that you know by now, once you grind through all these games, the NFL Journey and the Gauntlet specifically, you do get packs for every about 4 or 5 games that you play. So the more players that you can get for free out of packs, the better. So obviously do those if you can. And like I mentioned a minute ago, contracts are really big early on in the game when you're trying to grind through all those solo challenges. And that brings me to my second tip of the video, and that is once players have all their contracts used up, just go ahead and resell them on the market, and however many coins you get from selling that player, just buy another player back and fill him in, and keep repeating that process every time he runs out of contracts, so you don't actually have to spend your own coinage on contracts. Because after you play so many games, it does get really annoying having to put so many contracts on your players each and every time, and it's just really expensive. And a really good way to manage that is to have 2 separate lineups, one lineup for all the solo challenges, everything like that, and one lineup obviously for the head-to-head season games that you want to have your best team for when you're playing against other opponents. But obviously the solo challenges are not the toughest, or most of them aren't really tough, so you don't have to have the best lineup. So what I would recommend is you go right here to the lineup screen and you change active lineup, and from here you make a new lineup by creating new, and have a lineup with very, very cheap gold players that can help you get the job done, but they're cheap enough to where whenever you run out of contracts on that player, all you do is resell them, and then you can even buy that player back for the same price and just keep repeating the process. And by doing this, you might actually generate some coins, because once you buy a player, his price might go up. You might lose just a couple, but you won't lose as many as it was cost to actually buy contracts. And speaking of selling players on the market, there's a really big thing that a lot of people don't know exists within the game, and this will help you guarantee that your player sells on the market. And that's the reason why I bought this pro pack, was to get a player to show you guys, and that is selling a player by his lowest buy now price. So what you want to do is go into your item binder, and this is a really spectacular thing that they added in the Ultimate Team this year. I didn't realize they added it until a couple of days ago. One of my friends mentioned it to me. You can actually search for that player on the auction from your item binder rather than having to go into the auction yourself, typing his name out and all that stuff. So all you do is highlight the player in your item binder and click left bumper, and it will bring you to the auction of that player. So as you see here, Reggie Bush, and what you want to do, click right trigger and go all the way down to buy now and filter that, click X, and you'll see his cheapest buy now on the market. So as you see here, he's going for about 1.5, 1.6k. A lot of people list their players either at 150, and I'm telling you guys, in Madden, if you list your player at 150 and he doesn't sell at his buy now, his bid is not going to sell for what he could if you put him at a particular buy now price, which for Reggie Bush would be, I'd probably list him up at about 1.7k. You don't want to always necessarily undercut it like Reggie Bush. I wouldn't necessarily have to put him at 1.4k. I mean, if I want him to sell very quick, I could do that, but if I list him up at about 1.6, 1.7k, list him up for a whole day, he will sell pretty much every single time. But if there is a player that's kind of expensive and you're doing this method, say a player that's worth about 50k, you check his lowest buy now and it's 49k, to get the player to sell within the day, I would probably undercut that buy now price to make sure he sells by probably 2 or 3k. But if you want to know, have to keep relisting them, he'll eventually sell if you list him at that same exact buy now price. But if you want to get the coins rather quickly, I would undercut him by about 2,000 or 3,000 coins if he's that expensive. What you want to do is go to that player and list them up at that buy now that you just searched at, auction item. I will list them up for a day every single time, because depending on the time of the day, not everybody's searching the market for that particular player. So eventually somebody's going to want Reggie Bush and want him at his lowest buy now, because that's the quickest way to actually purchase a player and not have to spend your time bidding on them. So what you want to do is put him up for that lowest buy now, which I'll put him up for about 1.6k. And if I had to guess, he'd probably sell within 2 or 3 hours. Really late in the night, so it might not sell immediately, but I would say within 2 or 3 hours, Reggie Bush will sell. And if you list him at 150, I'd probably guess he'd go for about 1,000. So by searching his lowest buy now and listing him at that, you probably made an extra 500, 600 coins by doing that. And listing up a player by his lowest buy now actually brings me to my fourth tip of the video, and that is probably something most people are familiar with, and that is sniping cards off the market that are cheaper than their second lowest buy now. And in that case, you'd make a profit by relisting that player. I'll explain it to you right here, actually show you. Not every player at all times has a buy now price that's lower than its second by a big margin in which you'd make a profit, but just for video purposes, let's just search a random player. Let's go with Marcus Mariota and see what he is going for. So we're going to search Marcus Mariota and search for his lowest buy now, which is 2,800 coins. In my situation, if I was somebody scratching and clawing for every single possible coin, what I would do is buy these two Marcus Mariotas and list them both back up at 3.6 thousand coins. In that case, they are still the lowest buy now, and somebody within a day's time will eventually buy them. But you have to be careful though, because you do have to keep in mind the EA tax. It seems like 500 coins is a decent jump for just buying a player and reselling them right back up, but you got to keep in mind, like I said, the EA tax. So in this case, if I was to buy Marcus Mariota for 3.6 thousand coins and resell them for 3.6 thousand coins, they take 10% of that. So that's 360 coins I'm actually going to lose if I actually sold them for 3.6 thousand coins. So 3,600 minus 360 is only 3,240 coins. So in theory, I would have only made 40 coins on this Marcus Mariota. But I'm just trying to, show you an example of really how to snipe. But on this card, I'd make about 400 coins. So if I did do that, that would be only about 450 coins I made, which if you keep doing it over and over again for different players, you'll make coins eventually. It's just, a slow process, and sometimes you can get bigger snipes than others. I remember last year I had a couple friends who sniped elite badges when they're going for about 50k for 10k. So in that case, I made about a 35, 40,000 coin profit. So it's just about being lucky, finding people who list players up cheaper, and you got to be very quick at times. The best snipe I've gotten so far is like 5,000 coins, which when you think about it, 5,000 free coins is not bad at all. It's almost a free pro pack. So if you're just very patient, keep searching the market for players that get listed up for very cheap. You got to be fast though when you find them, because more than likely somebody's going to try to buy them before you do. But it is a really nice process, especially when they come out with promos that require specific collectibles that can be listed on the market. People are just listing them up like crazy. Might be going for 5,000 coins and somebody's accidentally list them up for 200 coins, which in that case you make like a 4,000 coin profit. So it's just a process for some people if you're trying to get every coin possible and try to make your coins without buying packs or having to go through too many solo challenges. You just have to be patient and very quick with your fingers. And my last tip for making as many coins possible here on Madden 16 Ultimate Team is to stay away from these large and small quick sell sets. The reason being is because the badges that you put into these sets, I mean, I'm not sure what gold badge is going for right now. Last time I checked, maybe 5K. So, for example, this is 25K worth of gold badges. Silver badges are going for about 2 to 3K now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 silver badges. That's another about 15K. So, in total, this set probably costs at least 40,000 coins to complete, and the chance that you get a large quick sell that's more than 40,000 coins is very, very, very slim. So my recommendation is, if you're not going to complete the flashback sets or anything like that, every single badge that you get, you sell on the market for the lowest buy now. So I have probably like 10 or 15 silver badges, which in my case I am going to do some of these sets just for video purposes. If I was trying to generate every single coin possible and I didn't really spend money on Madden points, I would probably have to sell on all these silver badges so I could get as many coins as possible. But what I should do is, with the 15, 20 silver badges that I have right now, sell them all off for about 3K. That's 60K right there. When I probably, if I'd used them all on these large quick sell packs, if I say I did 5 large quick sell packs, I'd be lucky to get 20K back in that case. So if you have any badges in your item binder, just sell them on. Don't worry about putting them in the sets unless it's like a legend set or something like that that you have to have them for, if you want that particular legend, obviously. And one last small tip is to make sure you sell everything you can in your item binder. Obviously, if it's not auctionable, you can't sell it. I know silver and bronzes don't seem like they go for too terribly much, but if you can sell them on the auction for more than what they actually quick sell for, you're making somewhat of a profit. So if you sell every bronze and silver in your binder, you're going to make a pretty good profit from them. It just takes a lot of time, but let's say, for example, Matt McGloin I have here, he sells for 100 coins if I was just going to quick sell him. Let's check him on the auction. You know, even if he sells for 200 coins, which is a lot cheaper than everybody else's. So I'd say maybe he goes for 400 coins. He goes for 400 coins, that's 300 more coins you would have gotten if you just sold them for his quick sell price. So make sure you sell everything in your binder, whether it be bronze players, whether it be coaches, stadiums that you don't need. Just make sure you sell every card in your item binder to make as much coinage as you can. Well, that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to drop a like. Hopefully it was pretty informative for you guys and can help out some people that don't like to spend money on Madden. Hopefully I can help you make some coins on Madden and help you make your team as good as possible. If you have any more coin making tips for anybody else out there, let them know in the comment section below, because any little tip is helpful for everybody out there. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Madden 16 content. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.